Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Wednesday, September 16th. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis tabled a resolution to extend the state of emergency to October 31st. Back in March, a proclamation was made by Governor General C.A. Smith declaring a state of public emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic that was declared a global emergency by the World Health Organization. In May, Dr. Minnis tabled a resolution to extend the state of emergency to June 29th. However, in July, it was again extended as COVID-19 cases continue to rise in the country in a second wave. That extension is to come to an end on September 30th. Dr. Minnis, in the House of Assembly this morning, gave notice at the next sitting of the lower chamber he would have another resolution.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House approves the continuance of the proclamation made on the 29th day of June 2020 until the 31st day of October 2020. Affirms the continuance in effect of the emergency powers COVID pandemic regulation 2020 made on the 29th day of June 2020 until the 31st day of October 2020. Affirms the continuance in effect of the emergency powers COVID-19 pandemic number 6 order 2020 made on the 10th day of September 2020 until the 31st day of October 2020. Affirms the continuance in effect of emergency powers COVID-19 pandemic special provision order 2020 made on the 30th day of June 2020 until the 31st day of October 2020. Affirms the continuance in effect of emergency powers COVID-19 pandemic, extension of Section 17(1) Local Government Act, Chapter 17, Order 2020, made on the 21st day of August 2020 until the 31st day of October 2020.
The Prime Minister pleaded with Bahamians to continue to follow the health protocols, expressing disappointment in what he called illegal social gatherings and parties by Bahamians.
Tried to resist from such social gatherings. It would do a lot for that country in that it would accelerate the process of the decline and decrease in COVID cases that we're seeing, and would help us in opening our country a lot sooner, and would help them in returning back to their jobs, create opportunities for jobs, and I think it would help the country. So we're only asking the Speaker that the Bahamian populace just make 3 weeks of sacrifice by utilizing the mask. And yes, I know it's uncomfortable and discomforting for some, but what is 3 weeks of discomfort for a lifetime success, both in the economic and for the future of this country?
The House has adjourned and will meet again for the next sitting on September 23rd at 10 a.m. House proceedings this morning was extraordinary, according to House Speaker Housen Moultrie. Only a few parliamentarians were present for today's session, and this after a member of staff of Parliament tested positive for COVID-19 on Tuesday. Mr. Moultrie, in his opening statement, notes that the reading of the roll for members would not take place, noting that because of the circumstances, all members were deemed present for this morning's session.
I'm most grateful to the honorable members who decided to attend this morning to carry on the people's business, which on occasions is time sensitive, and so we are indeed grateful to proceed accordingly. Just for the record, I would like for the public to know that we are in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols.
The House Speaker says he requested that all staff be tested and also made the recommendation to House members. He further notes that he has been tested for the virus and those results are negative. He reiterated that what is most important is responsible representatives of the people who are obliged to step forward to do the business of the people. While remaining true to their word, the opposition did not attend today's session of the House. Last night, Leader of Opposition Business, Paiswell Forbes, after being made aware of the possible exposure of House members to COVID-19, said they believe the decision not to attend is in line with current COVID-19 protocols. The Central and South Andros member of Parliament said that the leader of the opposition, Philip Davis, tried unsuccessfully to reach the Prime Minister about the resumption of Parliament because they believe that in this circumstance, parliamentarians would be sending the wrong message to the Bahamian people and potentially expose House members to an unnecessary risk. Well, Dr. Hubert Minnis expressed that it was unfortunate that the leader of the opposition was not present for the session, adding this.
We all know that the leader of opposition had COVID and the leader of opposition has antibodies. So for all intents and purposes, the leader of opposition is immune. He's the most safest in this country at this time. He is immune, and that immunity may last for 3 to 6 months. We don't know the duration, but we do know that he is the safest in this country at this time. So it's unfortunate that he's not here.
Dr. Minnis says that under no circumstances would the government nor himself place any Bahamian or legislator in any form of danger, adding that he is in constant communication with medical professionals who advise that House proceedings could carry on with protocols that they have advised. Health officials have confirmed that Superclub's Breezers house persons under investigation of COVID-19 and not confirmed cases. During a virtual press conference, health officials were again asked for clarification on the facility as conflicting reports surfaced of the use for the hotel. Princess Margaret Hospital Chief of Staff, Dr. Caroline Burnett-Garraway, gave her explanation.
Of course, you have to pass the end of clerkship exams. You have to perform on the wards adequately, see a certain number of patients, do a certain number of procedures. And the interns are allowed 1 week of vacation per 3-month rotation. If they miss more than 2 weeks of a rotation for any reason, illness, pregnancy, then the rotation either has to be completed in total or the time has to be made up. And we have 1 intake of new SHOs per year. So every July, usually, new SHOs are hired when the internship is completed.
Dr. Burnett-Garraway added that if someone tested positive, they would be moved immediately as soon as a facility became available. From Breezes back to PMH, however, she assured that positive cases are not kept at the facility. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.